My name is Przemek Chojecki and this episode is about becoming a data scientist. And here's a very practical guide in 3 steps what to do. So first of all, you probably want to go on GitHub and start your account right now if you don't have one. If you have one already, then it's an important question what you have there, whether it's only forked projects of other people or whether you have something done by yourself. And the idea is that you should have at least 2 to 3 projects of your own, which you have developed in free time, which you can show to your potential employer. So as a proposition, here are 3 things you can try if you're like junior or looking for an internship. Those are like 3 classical things you can show. So first of all, a classification problem, classification methods for either going through financial data or like classifying different kind of flowers. There are different data sets, especially on Kaggle, which are publicly available. You should download one of them and just start classifying. So that's the first project. The second project is about scraping data from the web. So scraping techniques are really popular. There are many open source techniques for that, and you should try one of them. I love Selenium, that's one of the most popular one, but there are many others. So basically the project should be about extracting data from different websites. So if you, for example, passionate about, I don't know, stock markets, and you want to monitor different indexes, then in this project you should just start building a website which scrapes different websites and, for example, take a mean out of those different data coming about the particular stock, about the particular news about the company. This is really great and this is really practical because in the end you can show a real website about it. So that's great, that's really practical. And the third thing is really a standard one. It's sentiment analysis. So you can download different tweets about a particular subject and try to evaluate whether those are positive, neutral, or negative tweets about this particular niche or subject. So those three things are best if you are into internship or junior position. If you're more advanced and you're looking for a more advanced job, then actually something around neural networks is a must. You should really show your expertise in doing something with neural networks, with operating with Keras, TensorFlow, or PyTorch, or free at the same time, probably not. But some of the ideas involving those might include generative adversarial networks for manipulating images. So you might be wanting to show something like you can generate faces, cats, or dogs, whatever you prefer. The second thing, reinforcement learning is getting more and more popular. So you can do a small project around reinforcement learning in games, in easier games. That's also something doable. And there's also many techniques for generating text. GPT-2 from OpenAI is the latest one. There's Grover also from University of Washington, and a couple other things. So something around generating text, generating new content is also feasible and will show your expertise in given domains, whether that's video or text or games, whatever you prefer. But showing your expertise in neural networks is really crucial to get more advanced positions, as those are really obligatory. So if you have those, if you have your portfolio on GitHub, that's the most important part. And the last 2 things are actually also really important, but much easier, but you just should remember about them. So the second thing is the question you will get over and over again. And the question is, what was the hardest about given project? So if you accomplish those open source projects on GitHub, then you should be in perfect position to answer those and say that in this given project, for example, this particular architecture or the computing time, that was the biggest problem. So that's one thing. If you know what you don't know and what you had the problems with, then you can also say something about your strengths, like what's your preferred methods of approaching problems, and this is also very useful for your potential employer. So you should say that all that allowed and be honest in telling about your strengths and weaknesses. The last thing is actually even more on the social side. You should really polish up your LinkedIn profile because LinkedIn is really a primary source for any kind of recruiters. They will go through your profile, they will see any gaps you might have between jobs, and you will be asked questions about those gaps. So there's nothing to be ashamed of. If you have taken 6 months away to go to Bali and surf, that's fantastic. The only thing you have to remember is that you need to be sure about what was really the primary reason of that break, of that gap between your different jobs. If you can explain that well, if you can show your overall general motivation behind those different trips or different breaks, then that's perfect and you have nothing to worry about. You can be really open and honest about your gaps because that's natural. You can really, you might want to just take a break from your screen for a couple of months, and that's fantastic because you wanted to do a couple of side projects. That's great. But you really have to explain those reasons. Another thing when it comes to a new job and a job interview, you should really tell why you're leaving your previous job and what has happened there. If there's anything happened, then you should really state that clearly. I don't know, if you didn't like the employer, if you didn't go well, if you, even if it's something negative about you, if you weren't capable of doing something back there, then that will eventually come up, and you should be honest about it. That's the best possible strategy you can do, because that's also a plus. The worst situation you can be in is that you're hiding some kind of information which is negative about you, and it only comes up later. So this will be a big minus for you, and this might really influence the overall results of your job interview. Yeah, so those are 3 things that I think are the most important ones. I have written a short Medium post about it. I will link that below if you want to read everything I have said right now. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and see you in the next episode. Thank you.